So Gen Z are apparently the most health conscious generation yet. They are the most sober curious. They're drinking less than their predecessors and they are tapped into the health trends. But what exactly are they tapped into? Let's check out the good, bad, and ugly of Gen Z advice online. Going in blind here. I haven't seen any of these videos. These are very genuine live reactions. Let's go.
Welcome to the Live Forever podcast.
Live Forever, good stuff.
I heard that there's a food that you find very unique to increase our lifespan. Tell us about that.
McDonald's French fries.
But I've always heard French fries are bad.
Oh, but that's because you just don't understand the biochemistry enough. All right?
Tell me.
McDonald's French fries are rich in an ingredient called TBHQ, which activates the NRF2 pathway, and that is involved in turning on genes that are involved in detoxification and eliminating reactive oxygen species, and it's been shown to increase autophagy, decrease fat. It also activates ACOX-1, which is the rate-limiting enzyme in fat oxidation, and it's been shown to extend lifespan and reduce the incidence of cancer.
Wow.
I know what you're doing.
So this whole time I've been avoiding French fries.
Now, what actually happened, by the way, all that stuff, I'll send you the citations.
That's true, so that's
all
real.
True. What I didn't tell you was the dosage you would need, you'd never get from eating French fries. And these were all done in rodent studies. Okay, so you can activate a pathway, big deal.
Potatoes are the food of my ancestors. If we could just eat French fries and live forever, wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? Hey, you could make the argument that if you had a nice organic potato and you cooked it in some grass-fed and finished tallow, that's pretty close to a health food as far as I can see it. I might be biased because my love of French fries is clouding things, but he's talking about McDonald's fries here, and it's not even just fries and soybean oil anymore in McDonald's French fries. I think if you pull up the ingredients list, there's something crazy like 11 ingredients. Basically, find science to support any viewpoint that you want to steel man, and also highlighting that rodent models don't always translate to human models that well. And of course, he would go on to say that you can't live off French fries and live forever and extend lifespan. Because maybe if you want to take the stance that Lane would, which is it's not because of the seed oils necessarily, it's because of the hyperpalatability of these foods. Everybody knows it's very easy to overeat French fries because they're metabolically novel. You know, they're a combination of high carb and high fat, super salty, and when you're eating them, your brain is essentially still stuck in hunter-gatherer mode and it's saying more, more, more. So I feel like I have a second stomach for fries alone, and I could probably eat 3,000 calories of the things just on their own because they bypass that neuroregulation of appetite. And anything that does that to a large degree shouldn't be considered a health food. So unfortunately, no, you can't eat fries and live forever. But, you know, let's carry on and see what else we've got. What about this? Water is bad for you.
Water is a scam. Yeah, I mean, water is a solvent, so it's dissolving your body. The fact that people say it's hydrating your cells is crap. It's literally a solvent, any type of material in water, it dissolves it. That's what it's doing to your body.
Finally, somebody says it. This guy might be onto something, you know? I bet people have been telling him he's crazy. I've been thinking, where in the world do people look the healthiest? Sub-Saharan Africa, right? Why? Because they're not drinking water. They don't have as much water dissolving their body. So this guy has hit the nail on the head.
I haven't drank water in like 6 months. And you might be saying, how are you still alive, Gavin? First off, because I'm a G. And second off, because in the morning, instead of chugging water, I'll have some celery juice.
Wow. Yeah.
That's it.
Fruit, celery juice is mostly water. In fact, a lot of food is water, so you might not drink water necessarily, but you're certainly getting some water. I forget, but the body is like largely water, right? 70%-ish of the mass is water. You know, this went super viral. This was millions of plays, and I'm sure a lot of people were poking fun at it, but I'm sure a lot of people were like, wow, this guy's speaking so confidently and with so much conviction. Maybe water is a scam. I'm just going to have my celery juice in the morning and eat French fries and we'll live forever. Go Gen Z.
Stop drinking water. It is actually quite dangerous.
Another one.
Let me explain. Most city tap water has 3 things in it that you want to avoid that are not only harmful to your brain, but harmful to your overall body health. Number 1, this has been reported in the news a lot. It is prescription drugs.
Yeah, I like where this is
A lot
going.
of city water has prescription drugs
have
in
some
it.
nasty stuff.
Why? Well, a lot of people flush their unused medications down the toilet. Number 2, this ingredient is actually illegal in Europe. It is glyphosate, also known as Roundup. We now know that Roundup is actually in our rainwater. That means it's in our groundwater, it's in our well water, and it's in our tap water. So you don't want to drink tap water because it likely has glyphosate in it. That is a neurotoxin. Number 3 is fluoride. Fluoride is damaging to both the brain and the body. Big studies in China show that children who drink fluoridated tap water actually have lower IQ. So it actually lowers IQ in children. It can harm the pineal gland. It can even harm the teeth and the bones. So to avoid all three of these things that are found in most tap water in the United States, I recommend drinking reverse osmosis or distilled water.
I thought he was going to go with the other guy. Just don't drink water. Best avoid it altogether. Now, he's right. By the way, just to clear my stance, I'm a fan of water. I think water is a generally healthy beverage, but ideally you want it filtered, remineralized if you're into all of that stuff. But at least get yourself a good filter that's pulling the crap out, because if you don't have a filter, you become the filter, and you don't want to be filtering all that nasty stuff through your body. Oh, it's the same guy. Here we go.
Because high doses can hurt.
Is this must be like the Gen Z guy. He's not a Gen Zer, but they like this guy.
Your brain. If you're new to my channel, hi. My name is Robert Love. I'm a neuroscientist, and I specialize in helping people.
A neuroscientist with an EMF blasting headset on. Interesting. Maybe he doesn't believe in that. I was interested because of the last video he was talking about, you know, fluoride, calcifying the pineal gland. So he seems like a little bit more esoteric in his beliefs. But now he's here, you know, with a Bluetooth thing blasting brain waves into his noggin. Doesn't sound like something neuroscientists would do, or maybe that's just the crazy conspiracy theorist in me. Maybe he knows. Let's see.
Alzheimer's disease with science. Supplement number one. A lot of people take this as a supplement, but they really don't need it. It is iron. Why are high levels of iron dangerous for your brain? High levels of iron can lead to memory loss as well as loss of cognition. And iron in excess amounts actually increases aging. So unless you've gotten a blood test that's tested you low for iron, you probably don't need an iron supplement. Oftentimes, vegans benefit from an iron supplement.
Well, I mean, forest for the trees kind of deal here. The reason he's saying vegans often benefit from an iron supplement is because they don't get any heme iron in their diet. And what he's saying is not necessarily wrong, that too much iron, inorganic iron in the wrong places can lead to lipid peroxidation, like an internal rusting and aging. That heme iron, the kind of iron that you would find in liver, for example, or red meat, is incredibly healthy, and a lot of people are deficient in it. They're deficient in the right kind of iron, bioavailable heme iron, and maybe toxically loaded in iron that you get because you've been chugging cornflakes as a Gen Zer for the rest of your life. So context matters here.
Number two, this one is in a lot of multivitamins. It is copper. So high levels of copper actually increase free radicals, and this can cause oxidative stress and damage in your brain. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are taking plenty of zinc. Zinc either in a supplement or zinc in foods. Zinc actually counteracts the free radicals of copper, and that helps protect your brain. Supplement number three.
I think another point that's been slightly missed here is that any micronutrient or mineral or vitamin that gets too high out of the context of being balanced with other things can become problematic. But like you mentioned, having zinc in appropriate amounts along with that copper negates those effects. Then if you eat real food, the whole food matrix and the entourage effect usually takes care of these things itself. Nature's so smart that it put the medicine in the food. Man is so dumb that we not only became afraid of the foods that nature built that give us the most health and life, but we started to extract single pieces of it and thought that we could just mega dose them and have wonderful results. Whatever the kids eat these days, that you could potentially run into this and then try and solve it with supplemental iron or copper, that you could run into some issues.
Is manganese. So high levels of manganese can actually lead to Parkinson's-like symptoms like tremors. So according to the National Institute of Health, the NIH, the upper limit for manganese is 11 milligrams a day for a healthy adult. So make sure you stay well below that level. I love you. God bless you.
I think the guy just like pulls words out and says science proves that they cause this problem, and is just doing the classic fear porn thing where people latch onto, oh my god, I don't even know where manganese is found in food. It's in maple syrup. Like, maple syrup is not giving you dementia, for example. Again, I think what he's talking about here is unnaturally high amounts of any compound can become a problem. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. Again, dose makes the poison. But again, if you're going to go viral on social media, you need to make ludicrous statements and have everybody latch on and fight in the comments, right?
My husband says this is my most unhinged
look at this
skill. So my supplements.
I want to take a minute to take all of this in. I don't know how I would feel if I walked into my doctor's office and this guy with the like blippy bow tie and the stethoscope was my guy. Like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I can do that too, by the way. It's very impressive. You should see how many Heart and Soil supplements I can take down in one hit. I think I might be the world champion. I can do like 50 at a time. It's wild. Not medical advice. Don't try it at home. 13. Rookie numbers.
Hi, my name is Dr. Rubin, and this is not meant to be medical advice. I don't know her health history, but this is to help raise awareness and provide a warning to people who take a lot of herbal supplements. These supplements are not well regulated by the FDA. We don't know exactly what is in a lot of these products. It's often mislabeled or there's false advertising involved. True. And when you take high doses of something that you think may provide some health benefit, especially when you're taking other medications, it could potentially cause significant harm for your health. True. Especially when it comes to your liver, which is charged with helping break down a lot of these different substances that come into your body. In fact, there was a study published in 2022 that reviewed the number of cases of liver transplants needed because of the amount of supplements that people were taking from 1995 through 2020, and the number of cases increased by 8-fold. And another study that was published in 2017 reported that about 20% of cases in the United States of liver toxicity was attributed to dietary and herbal supplement use. While there are certain situations where supplementation may be needed, a lot of people don't necessarily need supplements, and taking too many of them may not be helpful and could be potentially harmful.
Dr. Blippi raises some very valid points. The supplement industry as a whole is pretty much like the wild, wild west. Whilst I would suggest that most people don't go to the supplement aisle and just start scooping up any old anything off the shelf, and more so going towards real food to get the bulk of their dietary needs met, and using things like nose to tail nutrition as a supplement. And I air quote supplements in that context because like Heart and Soil's beef organs, for example, is not even really a supplement. It's real food desiccated into a pill form to make it easy, but it's just food. Nature doesn't make mistakes. Factories do. Mind the gap. All right, let's go. Gen Z is in. Let's look at the Gen Z's in list this year. It's all things wellness. Our findings report that 56% of Gen Z consumers in the United States say fitness is a very high priority. I think this is good. I do think there's like a fitness trend going on again, and that's awesome. It's way better than a binge drinking trend, right? Like I think it's really cool that things like High Rocks is taking off, or people are doing run clubs, or people are getting back into the CrossFit gyms. Guys are all in jiu-jitsu gyms and doing Muay Thai. I think it's generally an awesome thing. So I'm glad for whatever reason this is happening. I would guess it's just purely exposure. It's kind of algorithmically fed. These things have become sexy again, and people want to be seen doing what is cool. And fitness is cool again. And the fact that fitness is cool again gets a massive thumbs up from me. I think that's awesome. There's a bunch of possible reasons why Gen Z is so interested in health and wellness at such a young age. For one, Gen Z has more exposure and access to information about health and wellness at an earlier age than any generations before. FitTok alone, a corner of TikTok where people share workouts, food plans, and other fitness-related content, has amassed more than 64 billion views. Again, that's awesome, right? It's a double-edged sword too, because the younger people are exposed to this, the more impressionable they are, and hopefully they get put on the right side of the algorithm with great content creators, with nuanced, balanced takes that are actually promoting good information, the kind of images that we've been inundated with now, and kind of how our superheroes look. And if you don't look Shreddy Krueger, Chris Hemsworth level of body, then you're basically fat. So there's a lot of things going on here. Yes, it's great that there's more awareness about health. There's also a lot of bad information, and like Dr. Blippi was saying, the supplement industry is unregulated. So is the information industry. Anybody can say anything, and somebody's gonna believe them, right? Not all information is good information, and more access doesn't automatically mean a good thing.
There are 4 medicines every man should be taking. Number 1 is sildenafil. Yes, sildenafil, low dose every single day. Protects your heart, your brain, your lungs, your entire body.
Four medications every guy should be taking. Coming in hot with sildenafil. I've never even heard of it. Immediate red flags.
By keeping your blood vessels strong.
I don't even discuss medication on my page. But when I see something as dangerous as this from a doctor, I have to say something. Time's cool. He told every man to take several medications, including sildenafil, commonly known as Viagra.
Oh.
There are so many problems with this. Firstly, medical advice, especially about medication, should always be based on individual health assessments from your doctor. General statements like this can lead to medication abuse and potentially serious harm. For example, if someone has low blood pressure, kidney disease, or takes other medications like nitrates, and then takes sildenafil, that can literally cause hypertensive shock. Then he responds to Dr. Mike, who also called him out on this.
Based upon preliminary studies and mechanistically understanding how it works, I predict these medicines will actually be prophylactic for men in about 10 years. And Mike, you should know these are prescription. No one is getting this over the counter.
So let me get this right. He advised every man to take it based on preliminary evidence. Does he not know how evidence-based medicine works? You're supposed to wait for the human research and data first. Oh, and I looked at his evidence. A case study of 2 patients. A case study of 5 patients that self-reported improvements. And actually, in many countries around the world, sildenafil is over the counter. Even in the UK, you can just answer a couple questions online and get it sent to your door the same day. Then he tried to tone police Dr. Mike.
And if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it.
Well, sorry, but I'm not going to be nice. So take this as a learning opportunity, acknowledge the video was...
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, aka don't call me out because it's embarrassing, so please stay quiet and let me spew garbage all over the internet. The big question is, why do so many men need erectile dysfunction medication in the first place? Why do they need Viagra? Because if you look at the trends of consumption of that and the ages with which men are leaning on these things earlier and earlier in life, that's a red flag in and of itself. There's a whole different topic about what's happening to our testosterone, what's happening to our vitality, what's happening potentially with the rising rates of pornography viewing at an early age. Like, that is a whole deep rabbit hole. But this is kind of like the band-aid over the bullet wound solution. It's like, oh, men are dealing with erectile dysfunction more than ever before, so let's prophylactically put them on Viagra, which will help them in 10 years' time, which ignores any potential side effects. You can't take any medication and expect that there is no side effects in something as complex as the human body. I mean, I'm 36 now. Trust me, I have no problem with erections, but I'm a healthy person. The internet can be a wacky, wonderful, and wild place, and it's awesome that younger generations are paying more and more attention to health advice. But vet that advice very carefully, because you saw some great clips today and you saw some pretty horrendous ones. And my kind of call to action for all of you is to really take back your own locus of authority, not just to hand it over to the talking head on the screen, even if they are qualified, by the way, even if they have PhD in front of their name or doctor in front of their name, because they're still human. They can still make mistakes and they can still say some dumb shit. So test these things, apply them for yourself, and just sit with them for a moment before you take anything as gospel and say, how does that feel for me? And the truth is, you might not know, because you might be very new to this journey, so you have to try it. But lean into your intuition, lean into what makes sense, kind of through the lens of evolution, because that's how we were made, and think about what makes sense more from a natural kind of standpoint of life, because that's how we evolved. And those things should steer you as you run the experiment in this wacky and wild journey of trying to become your healthier self. And until next time, be careful and stay radical.